What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to Gibraltar United. It has been a while, but let's get into this. We have some Champions League games coming up today. So today we have Gibraltar from Malta in the Champions League first qualifying phase. Should be quite an easy game and hopefully one that we can win. So transfer wise we have nothing come in yet. Hopefully though by the time we meet you back for the second leg of this first qualifying phase we'll have had a few transfers gone through and therefore have strengthened the squad. A lot of people left the team, you know, you can read them all there. A few key people or people that influenced this club definitely in their past are definitely Callum Gregory, Dean Baldwin and Luis Miguel Castro, quite a big name there to leave. But elsewhere I felt everyone else there it was their time to leave and it was their time to move on. And, you know, as a progressing club, as a club that wants to be pushing forward now, we have to know when it's the right time for players to leave, and that's what I felt for most of these people, apart from Luis Miguel Castro, who of course I would have loved to have kept, but you know, we were unable to reach the deal before, you know, another team came in and beat him. So we have a little bit of money to play with. Currently we've got a lot of transfers going through. As you see, a few loans have been offered out and other things, and you know, transfers. We're trying to sign a few people, but for right now we've got no new signings, and as a result, you know, we go into this game with pretty much the same team we had last year. So going into the game, let's continue forward. One thing you can see that stands out quite a bit is that well, Roman Perez is injured. He's currently injured. I can't remember if he was injured last time I saw you guys. I'm sorry, it's been an absolute age. I know it's been because of course I haven't uploaded in a while, but yeah, he's currently out injured. So as a result, we've had to sort of tinker around with the team a little bit. And what I decided to do, instead of playing a youngster like John Hart or Graham Betts in our defence, I decided I'd drop Dan Morgan back, who has the stats to play defender. Not got the height, he's only 5'10", but he's got the stats to play defender and he can play defensive mid. So I've dropped him back there, despite the fact he has no familiarity with the role. And I put Terry Brown on the pitch and he's going to be playing for us in centre midfield defend. So, you know, I've had to go with what I feel is the best team, and it shouldn't make too much of a difference. We were a lot better than Naxar. We should have the ability to beat them. You know, we should have the beating of them no matter what team really we face. You know, even if we had a few more injuries, for example, I feel we could play Montgomery and Kirby both in the team and we'd still beat them. But, you know, I wanted to be more safe than sorry, so as a result, you know, Morgan dropped back, Terry Brown came on the pitch, rather than, like I say, an unproven youngster in the ranks being thrown in a Champions League game. Of course, we do have Stephen Miller, coming in for us. I believe you guys know about him. Again, it's been absolute age since I did this. Even I forget the signings I made last year. But I believe you guys already know about Stephen Miller. If you don't, I'll run through him now. Striker from Inverness, Caledonian Thistle. I do think I went through him because I remember I screwed up that name quite a bit. But yeah, hopefully he'll have a good year for us. Of course, he's a star player for this league. But yeah, he's got some decent stats on him. And hopefully he'll be the guy we need to help catapult this team into the Champions League third qualifying phase. So let's continue forward, hand out the numbers that we have to hand out. Miller wants 9, you can have 9, matey. And you two, Fernandez, who did have a number last year. Sorry if there's a cut there, guys, something went wrong with my screen. But yeah, I believe Fernandez had a number last year, and we'll give Hart like 36 because he'll never really feature for us, hopefully, if I can get all my loans in and add the squad depth that I feel we need with the loans. So we know HJK could be a potential team we play. Obviously, I think it will be the team we play. Obviously, I'd rather have him available, but I believe the team selection, you know, would be good enough. And let's go. No opponent instructions. For some reason, no one was available there, but let's go. Naxar versus Gibraltar United. First qualifying phase, and let's get that result we need. Come on. Hopefully, we'll get a few goals early on. I can then start thinking about fitness of my players for the next leg. And then, for example, the second qualifying phase. Alvaro on that right-hand side, back to Ojeda. If you can play this out on the left, he's still going himself, and he has a dig, you know, why not? And just narrowly missing the target there. Decent opportunity. Still at 0-0, though. Still at 0-0. A lot of the possession coming our way. Nearly 70% of the ball is with us, but it's nearly 40 minutes in, and we're yet to really trouble the keeper. Only had one shot on target. Let's hope this changes with this highlight, as the centre mid are passing it around pretty beautifully. And Ibondo out on that right-hand side. Still got it. Somehow found its way back to him. Here is Brown playing it in the centre. And here's Sanchez hitting the crossbar. Still not challenging the keeper enough, but it's the first click opportunity of the game, and we've missed it. Not good enough so far, and at half-time we're going to go in 0-0, and that is not acceptable for us. Really is not. You know, I'm going to have to say them. You know, I'm far from pleased with what I saw. 0-0 against a team with this size, this stature. You know, I'll find they have a decent stadium. You know, God, who cares about that? We need to be beating them. We are better than them on the pitch. I know that for a fact. Let's go out there and prove that. So I'm going to make some changes anyway. Ruddy Ibondo, he's going to be coming off. We're going to bring on Betts. I believe it's pronounced like that. Or Beats, not too sure. But we'll bring him on. And we'll see how he goes. Terry Brown, he'll find... Actually, I can't really have Terry Brown that tired on the pitch. We'll bring on Jamie Carroll. And the last guy we'll bring on... Sanchez is having a stinker out there. But we'll bring on Matthew Kirby. Probably one of the hottest talents currently in Gibraltar. Which says something because he's not exactly great for us. But Sanchez with the ball in, and it is Ojeda with the goal. He is offside, so it's not actually going to count. And this is getting a little bit worrying, how poor we are currently playing. Let's go attacking. This is the first time I think I've played on this save since a recent update has come out. So, you know, that could affect the save. Every update does in a way. But here's Sanchez with a free kick, and he powers that one home. I was contemplating taking him off a second ago. I decided not to, obviously, because Fernandez is the only guy we have on the bench who could potentially replace him. But he's proven there, the captain's way, powering that free kick, I think, through the wall, didn't he? No, actually, just a really powerful free kick. The keeper should be doing a lot better. Shouldn't be beaten at his post. And Sanchez gives us a deserved lead, but also a lead that should have come a lot earlier. Still want to attack him because I still want to get a comfortable scoreline so I can rotate my team in the second leg. Ojeda with the ball in the box. Sanchez there missing another opportunity, but Alvaro is able to get the rebound. I don't think the linesman's got his flag up. He doesn't. So Alvaro does make it 2-0. And finally, we're showing how good of a team we are. Shame it's taken us 75 minutes for us to really kick into gear. But as long as it finally happened, you know, I'm happy. You know, as long as we finally turned on, you know, turn on really, yeah, because we've just been coasting since the game started. And I'd like to get a third, even a fourth maybe before the end of the game. But by looks at the clock, you know that's not going to happen. But let's see what happens. I think it's going to be full-time whistle. I don't think we're going to get an injury time goal. We don't, so it's 2-0. Not the best scoreline. Should be doing a lot better against a team of this size, but it is still a win. You know, it still should be enough to allow me to rotate the lineup at least enough, or at least to a decent enough size from which I would be, you know, at least happy with, or, you know, any player that is extremely tired can at least get a rest or maybe on the bench or something like that. So, I was never any worries. Blah, blah, blah. It was impressive. Good, solid debut, as I would expect from Miller. Didn't score, but he's still got another game to maybe get his goal for us. It would be great if he could score in the next game, Miller, because at least that way he'd be going into the HJK game knowing that he has scored for us, but also ended a drought that has been around since probably the start of 2021, which isn't really acceptable for any striker. But either way, guys, I'll meet you guys back in a second for the second leg. Okay, guys, so the second leg, near capacity stadium for us. Almost 2,000 as we would expect normally. And let's look at the team. So a little bit of news actually. We'll go into the squad to have a look at this. So Alvaro picked up an injury during training in between the games, and it means that he has a hernia and will be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Now that is terrible because he is an absolute beast. How did he pick up his injury? It was in training, was it not? Yeah, in training. I don't know what it was. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, picked it up, and that is, like I said, a massive shame. Was actually a really good player for us in our last game, scoring, assisting, and getting the Player of the Match award. Does mean Montgomery comes into the team, but ideally we'd have had him in it. Alvaro is a good player. But as you can see at the bottom as well, we have made a few signings. So let's go through them now. Robbie Flint is the first one we brought in, and actually the only guy we have officially signed. Others are loans. 21 years of age, Englishman, coming from Aston Villa, having played in the Championships a few times for them, and also with FC United in the Conference North. Not a great player, no, but will do for backup for 2 years, which is why I primarily signed him. Only £240 a week, which I think we can afford now, especially if we're looking to get past the second qualifying phase this year. Elsewhere, we loaned in a few people who just primarily add squad depth more than anything. I mean, they may feature, but ideally it will just be a squad depth thing. As one of the reasons why they're in the team, or why I even signed them. So the first guy, Lucas Verna, 30-year-old Italian centre midfielder, got some decent stats on him. As you can see which ones stand out as well. For example, most of his mentals are pretty good. Coming in, had a decent career in the, I think, third tier of Italian football. I believe that's the third year of Italian football. Not played particularly well for them, but, you know, as I said, as a backup player, that's good. Elsewhere, Benjamin Seldi, I believe it's pronounced, 22 years of age, international for Guinea. He's currently out for a strained neck, but again, a little bit of squad depth. We currently only had 2 strikers in our whole squad who were actually over the age of 18. You know, Fernandez was our backup striker, but even he is only a natural centre attacking mid. So it's good to see we have a backup player again. A little bit of history playing in the, what league is that? Portuguese 2nd Division, I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it's the Portuguese 2nd Division and also the Italian 3rd Division. Never actually been incredible for any club he's been at, really. But again, backup player for us for the year. It should be fine. Most of these guys as well, I believe all of them actually, have the ability to terminate their loan. So, you know, once we get knocked out of the Champions League, these guys will probably be released back to their teams. But the last guy I'm going to talk about quickly is Lamberto Sacconi. He came in on loan from Lazio. Played a few times for Lazio as well in Serie A, so, you know, got a little bit of something about him at least. You know, you can see that there as a matter of fact, because you don't play in Serie A for Lazio unless you actually got some talent. But yeah, he'll be coming in on loan as well. One of these guys will probably be playing, Flint or Sacconi. One of them will definitely be playing in the game against HJK. It'll probably be Lamberto Sacconi in the centre-back role. Dan Morgan will move up into centre-mid, and Terry Brown will probably be on the bench or maybe even the reserves. I'm not too sure because, of course, we're going to put these loan guys on the bench. But, yeah, those are the signings. But to me, the most important news here out of anything is the injury to Alvaro, which could be quite crucial because I like to use the wings. I like the fact that we can cross the ball in. But yeah, let's continue forward. The team, the only change is, of course, that change to the right side of the pitch. Montgomery is in instead of Alvaro. But apart from that, it is an unchanged 11. Actually, we're going to change a few things here. That's what I wanted to do. We're going to put Lee Clark in instead of Albe. We're going to take... we're going to actually play Montgomery because he needs the fitness. He needs the match games. But ideally, the substitutes we will be making will probably be to Alamari as centre-back roles, bringing on one of the defenders. Probably to Montgomery, bringing on Jamie Carroll or Miguel Fernandez. And lastly, to... I don't know, probably to someone else. Not Terry Brown, we probably won't be taking him off the pitch because I know for a fact he won't be playing in the next game. If injuries obviously don't come back again and hinder our team. But yep, let's go. Get into the game. And let's see what we can do. Gibraltar United, Naxar at home. Let's hope we can score a goal maybe early on. And again, just allow ourselves to have a little bit more of a cushion. So when them younger players, them inexperienced players do come on, they have a little bit of something they can, you know, sit back on if they want to. But 11 minutes in, we started off quite brightly. Of course, we hit the bar. I didn't really say anything about that. But starting a lot more aggressively than we did in the previous match. And Morgan hits the crossbar at the post, one piece of the woodwork, and is narrowly... missing the target and of course giving us a 1-0 lead on the day. Another cross in, this time too close to the keeper. He's able to pick that one up with a lot of ease. No one really around him either to challenge him and contest him and make him spill the ball, which would be great for us. Ojeda with the ball on the left hand side to Moody. Moody beating his player by the looks of it. It's just got the beating of him on pace. Whips this ball in. Miller unable to get the goal. Shot on target. Moody still has the ball. Ojeda gets our team the corner. Two half chances, I believe, came from that. Ojeda with the ball in, unable to find Morgan at the near post. Still got the ball, still piling on the pressure. Player goes down in the box, and Morgan does get the ball in the back of the net. He is injured. And that is the last thing we needed. And you know what? We're going to take him off because I don't want to aggravate the injury. That's one of the subs gone already. I'm sorry, but that's how... That can't be... That's not a good thing. I mean, I did just sign a new loanee centre mid, but of course, I want Morgan playing if I can. I need all my best players playing if they can. God, I would inject Alvaro up if I could, but a hernia isn't an injury you can do that to. So, Moody with the ball yet again. I'd like Miller to score in this game if possible, and he does, exactly as I say that. Fantastic. 1-0, first ever goal for Gibraltar. A long time for him waiting on that goal as well in terms of calendar months and stuff like that. Probably not game time, but calendar months. He's been waiting a long time to get his next goal for any team. I'm glad it's finally come for us at least. And just before the HJK game where we need him being confident and we need the whole team being confident. Montgomery assists Almari there to give us a 3-0 scoreline, and there you go, that should be game over. If there was any doubt, there we go, that we could potentially lose this game, you know, that's gone now. 3-0 on the day, 2 away goals as well. We can now start thinking about who we want to rotate. So I instantly see Ojeda and Montgomery are very tired. So I'm going to make one substitution there. I'm going to take Montgomery off and bring Jamie Carroll on. Now I'm going to wait to see with Ojeda if his fitness goes up or down. It's going down. I've got to take him off. Ah, that's not ideal. I didn't want to make all 3 subs really this quickly. But it does also mean that Amari has to stay on for the full 90, which, again, I didn't particularly want to do. I don't care about the people coming on their fitness, for example, John Hart, Jamie Carroll, and Fernandez. They can get as tired as they want, but I hate being this tired. I really, really don't want to be at this stage in the competition again next year. If I can, obviously, avoid it, which would be great. Is Moody unable to get the ball in the box? I think it came off the head of our left back, I'm not too sure. Fernandez or left mid, sorry. Here's Brown to Sanchez, out wide to Carroll. He's been brought down in the penalty area, and we do get ourselves a penalty. I believe Sanchez is going to step up and take this due to the fact that Ojeda is off the pitch, and of course he missed that chance last time. I would have actually liked Ojeda to have taken this penalty because it would be a chance for him to redeem himself. But Sanchez gets the goal either way, and actually, I can look at it this way. His 50th goal for the club. That's one way I can look at it. But also, both strikers have scored before the HJK game, which will, of course, will be a massive boost for both of their confidences. And, like I say, confidence is a very big thing in football. And, you know, there's no doubt this team is confident. They win every league, a league game and every game domestically. But it's important we win these European games as well. So Smith out to Ibondo, to Carroll, and game over, 4-0. Good performance, lads. You know, good game. Everyone worked well. Everyone worked hard. People pushed themselves probably a little bit too much. I probably should have told them to take a breather and stuff. TNS won 11-0 in the second leg and won 16-0 in aggregate. What they're doing at this round of the competition, I don't know. But as long as they stay here and we get through to the next round, that's fine. So yeah, we rise to see off Lions. Dan Morgan is out for 3 weeks. What is he currently out injured with? A twisted knee. Inject him up, man. Inject him up. We need him in the HJK game. That's not what we wanted to see. Bloody hell. Certainly hope so. Blah, blah, blah. Today's result has seen Gibraltar United FC team through to the next round of the competition. How far do you think you can go realistically in this competition? Clearly, there are some great teams in this tournament. It's an honour to even be in the same draw as them. You know what? Early signs suggest it's a pretty bad one, yes. It's a big loss. We'll try it and do our best without him. So HJK, it's been confirmed. It's been penciled in. We will be playing them on the 19th of July in the first leg. So Miller does end his goal drought. It's been 13 hours of football, and like I say, in terms of calendar month, it's probably been over 2 years. So I'm really happy that he's managed to get his goal very quickly here, and now, you know, hopefully we can push on with him. So, a lot of injuries, but we will be able to register a lot of new people into the team. Next time I will meet you back will, of course, be the HJK game, and let's hope we can finally get through to the 3rd qualifying phase of the Champions League. Until then, guys, peace out.